I am no longer working on the game that I was working on. I am moving on to my next game. My next game is... Oh, I gotta get my chat open. Oh, shoot, I named this part 2. Oh, got added. I'm working on a new game. It's gonna be a friend swap game, but it's definitely gonna be a horror game. I'm not gonna go too much into detail about it. How do I change the... stream name? I'll figure this out soon enough. We have to go to the actual panel. Figure this out soon enough. What the fuck? Why does my voice sound like that? I'm glad I tested this. We have to go to the actual... Hold up. Ellie, get off me. I love you. What the fuck? Why does my voice sound like that? I'm glad I tested this. Hold up. Ellie, get off me. I love you. Why do I sound like that? Wait, give me a moment. Technical difficulties. What the fuck? Huh? Huh. Why do I sound like that? Wait, give me a moment. Oh, fuck. I don't know how to fix it. Alright. So I've edited it to part 3. Now the question is the voice.
That fix it? Hello. Testing, testing. I'm gonna have to wait 5 minutes to hear my voice in the video. It's a pretty big delay. So, that fix it? Hello. Testing, testing. I'm gonna have to wait 5 minutes to hear my voice. I'm back to my good old nasally self, boys. Alright. Am I still streaming? Can't open it up on my phone. Just edited the title. Does that stop me? Oh, it's up. Okay. It's up to, I think, reload this page. My phone. And I should be good to go. Yep. So yeah, I'm working on a new game. It's gonna be in the friend slop sort of, party style game where you have to survive a bunch of scary monsters. So I'm still gonna go on this to try to get inspiration for the game, but I think the mechanics are pretty much set up. I have a very fun mechanic idea, and I've already started working on it. I'm using my past game's code in order to sort of boost myself so I don't have to start from total scratch on the game. But I'm not sure how much a 2D game is going to translate over to a 3D experience. I got a new headset and obviously a new setup. If the weird ass demon voice wasn't clear enough. But aside from that, I also got my good audio back. So I'm hoping that I can get back to the horror scares. As in actually being scared, but I think I'm a little used to Dead Space now that I got my baby, my love child line gun. I don't know. Oh god, that was louder. The ow. My ears. Okay. Why was that in particular so loud? What did I do? That was the only thing that was loud. Let's go stereo. Okay. That's better? Okay, apparently my last setup had some audio in weird places, but... Nope. Now, I am lagging? I'm getting weird stutters? That wasn't happening before. Should be fine. Maybe just gotta load up. Okay, that's pretty consistent. Something's different. Hold up. More technical issues. What the... There's nothing on in the background. The only difference is I have audio. More technical issues. Just give it a moment. Why is it? Are we good? Are you calibrated? Don't you just love computers? You change nothing and then absolutely everything breaks. I think we're good. Now, I was going to do some side missions so I can unlock some cool stuff, if I recall correctly. That's the main mission. Alright, that one should be... Yeah, back where I came from. Alright, I'm remembering controls here. Yeah, the audio is way more intense than it was.
Cannot determine clearance level. Master security override required.
It's already more freaky. Still getting little stuttering problems. So I think this isn't... Whoa. Just neat as it also seemed darker. I didn't change my visuals. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Yeah, I have a second monitor because it's a freaking sound bar. So it's adding a second monitor. I think that might be causing the issues. It's also darker. Barely see. That's not dark on my screen. Why is it so dark? Let's turn it up for the sake of streaming. It's fine to be dark, but if it's like pitch black, I can't really see. Does not make for a good viewing experience. Alright, where am I going?
Medical.
Okay, seems everything's visible on my phone at least. Wow, lots of technical issues right now. That's a joyous occasion, isn't it? Oh god. I'm thinking maybe I should just disable the soundbar, but that might stop the stream. You know what? It's worth the shot.
Now arriving at medical.
Might take a second. I feel like it's just causing so many extra problems. I didn't think I'd have to disable this for stream, but now I know for the future. Am I still live? Did we make it through? Where am I even going? Look at how gross this area was. We're getting the random stutters. Not ideal. Man, everything was perfectly fine last week. Oh, double checking. Yeah, it's still registering a second monitor. Maybe I need a full screen? Gotta love the technical issues, don't ya? But I can't deal with stuttering, it hurts my eyes. Oh my god, I clicked reset instead of apply. I'm sure it's fine. Wait, my refresh rate, that needs to be 60. Oof. Alright, are we good? We good? Nope, still stuttering. Alright, we'll give it a bit. If it keeps happening, I might have to end stream tonight. Technical issues, lovely. Yeah, that timed that bad. Okay, still having technical issues. Okay, this is... We love this. I must have changed something weird in the back end that I have no idea I changed. But I mean, what is a stream if not scuffed, right? We've all been there. We've all done that. I mean, streamers at least. Look, I'm a little frazzled, okay? My commentary is not going to be 100% on point. What? Oh, in there. Wait, what? Where am I going? Okay, it's just right here. Oh, I'm stupid.
Beginning DNA analysis. Match found for Brand Harris, mining contractor, Aegis 7. Registered physician, Dr. Charles
I
Mercer.
said age 7. I'm like, what the? That's a kid?
Severe DNA abnormalities found. Rig tracking is available to trace possible
I have a
contagion.
smudge on my glasses and it's annoying me.
Harris, what did Mercer do to you?
Poor Harris.
Syncing logs and points of interest to rig locator. Thank you for your commitment to public health.
I am committed to the public of health. Ow. Activate the launch tubes. Wait, did it? Was that the mission? Alright, I think I'm still in the same area I need to be in. I gotta clean my glasses. I don't like those noises came up as soon as I stopped to take my glasses off. I woke up today, I felt like I had vertigo. I kept leaning to my left and I couldn't figure it out. It just kind of stopped, so I'm hoping, you know, it just went away. Maybe it was just something with, like, waking up. Ah. At least I got some free stasis out of this. Ah, yes, my favorite area. Oh. It's a lot of noises I don't like in here, and I can hear them now. That's crazy. Ugh. It's definitely darker. A little harder to see. I'm bad with maps, so I'm just gonna rely on the, tell me how to do things button. Show me where to go, Daddy. Oh. Pros. Oh, there we go. Or a regenerator.
It won't be like Aegis 7 of that unpleasantness with the nurse. Wasn't the nurse when I did that. This errand you want me to do in ore storage. The miners won't like it. They're probably as narrow-minded as the miners in the colony, yes.
I'm gonna do a test real quick to make sure the audio is working.
Yeah, they do. I'm ready.
Audio working. Oh shit. I don't think I ever did the side missions in this game. Oh shit.
They're coming. They're coming. They'll make us whole. Doctor, I see it now. The marker speaks.
The Maka?
Can't answer.
Did he just go back into his, like... Is he British? Is he Britain?
Tracking related rig activity.
Were generators of Britain all along? What the hell? Mining deck, okay. So both of these should be at the mining deck. Oh. Wait, isn't that in this area too? Oh, okay. Sorry about the coughing.
Confirmed.
I was sick about a month ago and it's just been persistent. Alright. I don't remember the recording. However, I wonder if there's a way to see it. Okay. Need you maybe? Nope. These are all audio, aren't they? Do they look different if they're video? There we go. Okay, so they got a little play button.
Isaac, where are you? Help me.
Not that one. Okay. I will sleuth this out. Nope. No, it's not Captain's Fate, by the way. There's no way it was this long ago. Had to open this chapter. I will sleuth this. Okay, maybe not. Follow Nicole's hologram. In the emergency room, it shows her running off, but... Wow. It's that easy, kids. Where do you go running to?
Transmit all personnel. This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan. Medical is overwhelmed.
What was that noise?
Look at his wounds. We can't handle so many trauma cases, and the command crew won't tell us what's happening. He's seizing.
Alright, I gotta pay attention to where she goes.
Maybe have some PHP left.
Was that the one? Was there another one? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm definitely a lot more startled when the audio quality's good. I know, who would have thought? Gotta be back there, right? Yeah, there's definitely a room there. Let's pull this out. I should really move my mouse. I think it just kind of fell a little and then moved my... Alright. Okay. Oh. Secret!
Medical log, Dr. Nicole Brennan. So much for being paranoid. I repurposed this room to run counseling sessions without unitologists interfering. Now it's the only place I feel safe. I recovered a limb after yesterday's attack.
I probably feel safe in this room.
It's human tissue with
Aside from the table.
bizarre mutations. But it's just a sample. It's not enough to figure out a cure. I need... Wait, where's that report from engineering? Engineers pulled something out of machinery. Limbs missing, torso intact. Okay. Time for a real autopsy.
An autopsy. Keeps defaulting to the basic mission, and I'm not a fan of that. Stop that. Okay. Doesn't seem like I'm going too far. Is there any other missions in the medical area? Mining deck. Engineering. Oh, look at that. 2 in the engineering. Okay. Multitasking. This is not... Okay, I'm getting mixed signals here. Sorry, I just had to... And random ass creatures. Alright. Wait, is this... Okay, just sell. I think I'm good. I don't think I really need to buy much here. I could use a little more line gun ammo. Get that many. So I think I might get my upgraded suit soon, and I want to make sure I have 30,000 ready for that. Good news is, I think that solved the stuttering. I think it's still going to happen from time to time on weird stuff going on, but it's not happening passively at least. Off to engineering. Why is my heart beating? You know, one of these areas had a spot on the other side that I never got to. It's items below. Whatever that was. Oh, mining and engineering is... okay. So I think I have 4 mini missions in the mining area. Technically. Well, I have 4 missions. I have the big one and the 3 small ones. Because there's one in mining, another in mining. Something's on the ship. That or I just passed over it. I don't trust. Oh, that's lovely. Okay. Oh, yep. Okay, so major loading areas, I think is still going to do that. I'm going to do engineering first, because I think this is the area I cleared. As far as the item below me, was that here? No? Okay. I got 2 missions in this area. They're both side missions. Find autopsy location, and then find the rig. Yeah. That looks like it's down. That needs level 3 clearance, so it doesn't matter. I can't use it yet. Oh, I might as well do this mission while I'm here, though. The fuck is that? I don't remember those. And that's loud. I didn't put it low enough, sadly. Little bugs. I think I might just put it directly above me so most of them get caught in it. Even if not all of them. What is that? Why is it so strong? Why is this area so deadly? I've been here before. The spawn room. Or, well, quote-unquote safe room. Little bastards. Boots? I can't grab them. I'm nervous of all the damn random-ass noises. I got a safety mechanism and I'm not afraid to use it. I don't have any upgrade options right now, right? Alright, 4 nodes. Can't upgrade there. Can't upgrade. Okay. No, I'm good. I'm set up.
Cannot determine clearance level. Master security.
Precariously placed fire extinguisher. Oh. Did I just not walk in here last time?
Rig identifies the subject was junior engineer David Swenson.
Oh, shit. Gold.
The subject was dismembered after falling into machinery, allowing... God.
That is not just dismemberment. That is not a human anymore. Is it safe? No, no, it's not safe. It's never safe. Why would it be safe? We're in dead space.
Some postmortem spasms.
Sure, we'll call it that. How is she... Oh, well, I mean... Spoiler, she is dead. But I was wondering how she's alive with a
Contains a yellow
fucking
vial
necromorph in front of her.
I've seen this vial react to dead or bioprosthetic cells. The dead tissue is absorbed, recombined, then
I like how the table's a hologram. You think you had to program that in? Let's make sure the table gets included.
shares genetic markers
I grab stuff from it. I don't want to make it seem like it's out of nowhere.
that growth on the walls.
See, the clipboard I can kind of see since she's holding it, but why is the table here? Ooh, I'm in you. I'm in you. Wait, there's a second table. Oh, wait, no, this is the actual table. Here, let me role play this.
Unless he's with the survivors on the mining deck.
Oh, I got it close.
Rest easy now, David.
Move my little buddy. And... Nope.
And log.
Can you get out of here? You're in the way. That was a freaky noise. I didn't like that. Mining deck hideout. Sweet. Alright. So I got 3 missions at the mining deck now. I need level 3 clearance before I can get the rig here, so I'm not going to worry about that. But I mean, gonna stumble across some random ass necromorphs, just gonna jump scare me while I'm speed running. Try me, asshole. I have a defense this time. It didn't work. My defense didn't work. Oh, it sort of worked. So, walk around that. The safe room ain't safe no more. Oh, that's... assholes. How many enemies do they spawn here? And why? Alright. It's occurred to me I need a health kit. But a good one. Oddly enough, I don't need to buy nodes anymore. Which is nice. Like how essentially I just kind of wasted that gold's conductor. I think they're 5,000. None of the ruby ones are 10,000 and they're the most expensive. Whatever. I don't need money. Who needs money? What do I need money for? Money's for chumps. That's what my high school teacher told me. He was my high school bully as well. He stole my money. But, you know, long story short, I learned a valuable lesson that day. Don't trust adults. Adults? Adults? Have I explored this area yet? Oh no. I have several missions in the mining area.
Level 3 security clearance required.
I know. Is there any mission that is not this direction? That one is... Oh, show on map, please. What the hell is that? I'm gonna assume it's... Yep, that's also that way. And lastly, find the hideout. Also that way. Okay. We have confirmed there are 3 missions this direction. I think this is one of the few safe rooms that's actually safe. I don't think I've ever fought an enemy here. Never mind, I think I did. I think it just appears out of nowhere when you're backtracking. Ooh. Well, if I die, I'll have to make sure I grab that.
This is weird. 2 of the mining subducts are locked down, even though all systems are running. I'm gonna figure this out.
Alright, yeah. I want to do hideout first. Oh, this is the unsafe elevator. Yeah, this one's not safe. Preemptive strike. That's not... I'm very upset that one fucked up. I'm ready on the next one. Sorry, the floating objects confused me. I thought they were items. This is a long way for this mission. I'm not gonna trust using this elevator more than once, so we'll just do this mining mission first. Can't even go here. All that effort. And it's locked. Not even a reason it's locked. It's just locked. Fine, I'll do the primary mission first. Which one's the main mission? Oh, here we go. I'll unlock the area and then do the side missions. How's that sound? Sound good to you? Throw him in there. Oh. I've created a monster. Oh no. Oh, he stopped. I got a bone to pick. Still funny joke. Hilarious. Whoa. Beware traps ahead. German. Humans stay out. I'm sorry if it's not German. It looked German. My best guess. It seems dangerous. You know what, fam? You live your best life, you know? What is that noise? Oh, they're turning off. Gotcha. Anyways. I like all these random... Ooh. What's up here? Do not use rigged door. Oh, okay. That guy tried to use. I'm just trying to kill him. Put him out of his misery. Is that the rigged door over there? It's a rigged door. I had an idea. Kind of want to do. Or I forget. To remove that in case something tries to kill me. I can always put it back, so... Wait, did I kill something? Oh no, that was the dead body. Total, I attention span of a fish. Oh. I always have this weird feeling of being safe in rooms like this.
Security, we got some freak called Harris stealing from ore storage. Dr. Mercer sent me for osmium to complete his work. Yeah, I don't care if God Almighty sent. You skim from CEC's profit margin, we get screwed. God? So you can put that osmium down, or I can break your arms first. I worked with people like you.
Is this one of the side missions?
They steal my power nodes. Leave me to there with no light. Hey, hey! Get off me! But when they abandon you in the dark, it's not empty. The marker whispered its revelations there. Now I understand them. Do you want to hear?
I can't leave until this is over. Oh my god! It's like when you flip a bottle.
Screamed it too. I promise I won't laugh like they did. Oh God! Help me!
Well, that didn't sound pleasant.
Incident report filed to Bridge by Dr. Nicole Brennan. See related rig activity.
Investigate ore storage? Find report on... Okay. So one mission will lead me out to the bridge. That's good. I'm glad I came here. Had no idea that was one of the missions. Now I know. Do I need anything? I feel like I should probably heal up, huh? I don't remember grabbing this. Okay, let's heal. Alright, I'm at full. What's my health kits looking like? One large. Alright, let's buy 2 smalls. How much do these heal? Again, I want to keep around 30,000 if I can. What? I think I got it. Turns out, highly explosive material is always good to have on you. That's a battery. Might as well save. Convenience of a save point. In a room where monsters could kill you at any point, and if you touch that thing, you're good as dead. Can't tell you, I don't actually feel safe here. Cut off their limbs. Yeah, old news. Why would you... Out of all the areas to try to secure, this spot is the one? Go to that room that I was just in, where you have, like, walls. Not a giant open area. It's like the least secure room possible. Does anyone play any, like, zombie games? Good God. It's supposed to be in the future. Wah. It makes me wonder if there's, like, items below these. I got them this time? I got them this time, you little fuckers. I guess now I have to wait, though. But you know, the good news is I only had to use 1 bullet. And I only took 1 bit of health. I should really stasis them and then do that strat so I can actually aim it. Line gun is not the best option for the little guys. Ooh. See, now this is a window I can get behind. Okay, one of these being in here makes me a little nervous. I feel like I'm gonna be attacked.
Launch tube sealed. Please contact Supervisor Dallas for authorization.
Finally getting somewhere with the mining duct systems. Got the SOS beacon?
No,
Level
the launch
3
tubes are sealed.
security clearance
I
required.
need a deck administrator's rig to get them open.
The deck admin is Supervisor Dallas. He's on the processing subdeck. I've got rig activity for a Jacob Temple 2 maintenance subdeck. Maybe he left the SOS beacon there. Just hope you can reach it through these malfunctions.
Not malfunctions. Traps. The miner's way of holding the line.
Miners are badasses.
Okay, I'll unlock the subdecks. Just make sure that beacon's not wired to anything.
Oops. Find SOS beacon. Okay. Oh, got this. Locked room, locked room. Does it tell me why that room's locked? Okay, I think that's a shop. I'm trying to remember what that was.
Launch tube sealed. Please contact Supervisor Dallas for authorization.
It backed off. That's cool. I know they did that. Oh. That was a little startling. I wasn't expecting there to be two enemies. I told you this area wasn't secure. Oh, you're one of the spitters. Ow. Not polite. Should your mother teach you better? Me a random enemy. My pan block backfired. Fuck. Man, they're really sending a lot of enemies at me now. Alright, where am I going? I got that. Bridge. So where is this? This is... Why did I do that? Not gonna help me. SOS beacon track. Now where are you? Oh, sweet. Okay.
Hammond? You must be in the vents on the crew deck.
They're bringing something in.
Oh god. think it's a marker.
What? That was the marker. Did you?
No. I didn't see him.
Hey, open that.
I lost him and Timo together. Captain Asar speaking. I want off this fucking ship.
Sure you do. I get it. Try to do this civilly. Oh my god, I thought there was a wall behind me. Okay. So that's main objective. That's side objective. Look at me go. I feel like I should precariously leave these out and about different areas. We'll see if later my plan turned out to be a good idea or a bad one. Gotta say, not liking this. It makes me sexually uncomfortable. Alright, one door at a time. I don't like this. Stop it! Oh my god, get off of me. You know, I didn't think the Achilles heel would be these little fucking assholes. Starting to think maybe I should carry my flamethrower with me just at all times. Fight these little fuckers. Yeah, hopefully they give me a damn health kit. I need those. I mean, a ruby semiconductor's awesome. But what? That'll get me 2 health kits, that's all. God, is each one of these rooms gonna be a death room?
Nicole? So sorry, Isaac. Look at the time difference. I'll call you back later.
It's okay. How you doing?
Is that a Monster Energy drink?
You are right, Isaac. The Ishimura is a great ship. I am so lucky to be serving aboard her.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it lucky.
You know they're gonna decommission her next year.
Isaac, thank you
You're welcome.
for just pushing me to do this. I mean, if it weren't for you, I never would have made it this far.
Oh,
because you made me
ouch.
stick with it.
Well, just remember, I'm giving you up for 6 months so you can do this.
You know what? We must be getting out of range of the relay. Isaac?
This can't have been her safe room, right? Fuck the church, don't believe the lies, marker symbols.
Log retrieved.
Record them. What difference does it make now?
Terrence, I know the marker is responsible for the outbreak. I need to understand how.
analysis, that signal can trigger alterations in genetic code. Neural structure, even. You've felt it, haven't you?
But how do I stop it?
Mercer must know. He's taken all his marker research up to his room on the crew deck and sealed... No.
Sealed it? Do you know how? Please, I need Mercer's data.
No, he'll kill you. I won't have more deaths on my conscience. Unitology was all I had after I lost Amelia. Look what it's come to.
Terrence, listen. I mean, if it weren't for you, I never would have made it this far because you made me stick with it.
Well, just remember, I'm giving you love for 6 months so you can do this.
You loved Amelia as much as I love Isaac, but if I can't cure this outbreak, I'll never see him again. Please, help me.
39277. He must get into Mercer's room.
Ooh,
That code should still work.
nice. That's what I needed.
Here. These are safer with you.
Dr. Brennan. Nicole. The only thing Mercer ever feared was death. Now, I doubt he's afraid of anything.
I am tempted to grab a flamethrower. This is irritating. I think I might just start spamming them with this. Might just be easier than trying to set up a trap to save ammo. I can buy 3 shots for like $2,000, but health kits cost way more. Like this place below me. I'm just looking for items. I'll probably get some baby assholes here shooting at me. The spitters that throw acid. Never safe in Dead Space. Oops. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Give me that. Fucker. Got my ammo back.
Isaac,
What? Oh. But you're not.
oh my god. I can't believe you're here.
I thought I'd never see you again. I'm gonna get us home. There's an SOS beacon nearby. We can call for help.
Beacon, right. They locked it in the workshop, but my clearance can get us in this way. I can unlock the workshop from here.
Nicole, there's so much I need to tell you.
I know. We'll have time, I promise. Let's get you that beacon. Everyone's counting on us.
How are you still alive?
with that thing?
I got your back. Okay. How do I reach you?
No, focus on launching that SOS beacon. There's maintenance ducts everywhere. I'll catch up.
You see any more? You hide. Okay?
Cross my heart. I love you, Isaac. You can do this. You'll put things back the way they were
Yeah.
and make us whole again.
Sadly, there's 2 more games after this, so I don't think that worked. As long as that marker exists, pretty much fucked. Oh, look at them cheeks.
Isaac? I lost your rig signal, like Hammond's.
I'm good. I got the SOS beacon. Nicole helped me out.
Nicole's there.
We got separated. She'll find her way back.
She's a trooper, huh?
Watch out for Nicole. I'm gonna backtrack and look for the administrator's rig.
System's on the fritz, but I think the rig's still on the processing subdeck.
Oh,
Zero gravity.
nice. Make combat a little harder, but that's okay. I should just let those hatch before I fight them. Yeah, I hear you. Wait your turn. Where are you? Alright, I'm starting to roll in money. Or money and ammo, more importantly. Alright, let's explore everywhere. That's not... Come on. Sure, that works. No. Alright. I think I've explored everything down below. Ow. Didn't miss any doors down below, right? I go down a level. Whatever. Just go land down here, and then check the map. I think this is the only door, and it's level 3, so I can't get in there yet.
Level 3 security clearance required.
And... That is it. Okay. We're good. Now we explore Over here. No. This is where I came from. Over here. Oh. Anything I need to do? Evidently, that's not where I'm supposed to go. Cause I'm free falling. Might as well save. I'm a save gooner. I'm sure that means something in some other language. Don't at me.
Exiting zero gravity.
Alright. What missions do I got? Okay. Got a bridge. I don't know the order of operations here. Where is the rig at? Oh. So it doesn't know either. It's in this area though. I checked every door that was unlocked, so I'm gonna have to probably wait. I'm gonna go with I have to wait because I don't understand where that was on the map. Wait, doesn't it say mining tech? Hold up, let me try this real quick. No, oh fuck. God damn it. That was not, no, man. Whatever. I only had to go up one floor and I can't cancel this stupid thing. I'm going all the way to the top. Ugh. Oh. Why does he look special? Man, this isn't where I'm supposed to be. Oh, it is. That's cool. God.
Hey, Liz, it's Jacob.
Looks like a flamethrower.
If you find this, I'm off deck, but I'll be right back. Got a call from another survivor. It sounded terrifying. I'm gonna lock up the SOS beacon and go get him. As long as it's not for a while. Anyway, it sounds like it's worth the risk. Doctor.
Oh, I'm assuming the holograms track whatever is being used, so anything the person touches.
We got a fucking break. I love you.
And I love you too.
Be careful.
I won't. I am reckless abandon, bitch. I like the screams I just heard. Okay, you're actually dead. I'm getting to the point where I think I'm just going to need to start using ammo freely rather than holding on to it. Wrong button. Or wrong spot. Oh my god. It never exploded. Wait, can you get these things killed without exploding them? I was kind of just aimed for their chest. Maybe I should aim for other parts. Like their dick. Oh. Here's something. And I love those javelins. Okay, is this where it came from? I went left instead of right? Yeah. Okay. What? Literally just cleared this. I guess you've never cleared an area truly in Dead Space. What a precariously placed health kit. Or save point. Oh.
Security request retrieved.
Dallas here. Security to the mining deck now. Dr. Kimes lost it. Get back! I know how to use it. He'll live for the rest of his life if you don't give me codes to the cargo bay. This is processing. Why the hell would we have codes for cargo? I must get to the marker. We're running out of time. Give me those codes. Christ, is this what you did to the captain? No, Ben was an accident. Don't you dare compare me to someone like Mercer. I'm trying to save you.
Do you think they could send the marker into like a sun? Would it destroy it?
Where the fuck is security?
I think people underestimate the amount of ingenuity people can have. Well, I don't like that noise. did 2 shots to your legs not get you? 4 shots. 5 shots. Hey, you fuck! What the hell? God damn. I need a store. I'm gonna need health soon. Ask and you shall receive. What? God, grab it. Hello. How's it going? Just doing a late night stream. I'm trying to be consistent. Level 4. 35? I have enough. Relaxation Mist Lotus. What a name. It'd be nice to be in a Mist Lotus right now, or have one, I guess. I like Mist. Oh, nice! Yeah, I actually made that so long ago now. Kind of forget. I'm at a point in life where now I moved on to making games, and I'm currently working on a game that will be a horror game in a way, but not exactly. Which is why I'm doing this series. I wasn't overly scared of the stuff I was making, and I kind of want to return to horror, so I'm going to make a horror game. So now I'm playing other horror games in an act to try to remember what it was like when I was a kid. So I played Dead Space when I was growing up, the original, not the remake. I just got so used to horror as a kid that now it's just kind of not scary. So I'm trying to get back into it. Oh, I remember hating this area. Was that mean? I feel like that was cruel in a way. Well, I think lotuses are a very pretty flower. What kind of content? Relaxing content? There's a lot of different relaxing content. I mean, some people consider mukbangs to be relaxing. Like ASMR. Oh. So I have to... I don't want this pebble. I hear something. I don't know where it's at. I missed. Fuck. I got your tail. Yeah, I was very proud of Arizona. It's just, back then, YouTube wasn't really good for animators. It is now with shorts and everything, but it was really hard to make it as an animator, so I just kind of gave up. I can attach those to them? I'm hoping when I make my game, I can kind of capture that same vibe. No effort. I feel like if you make anything, there's effort involved. Doesn't matter what it is. I used to be like this elitist, like, oh, I make animations. I'm so much more effort into my shit. Yeah, it took me a long time, but just because something takes long doesn't mean, you know, no effort is needed for other content. I've tried to do other content, like editing. I just can't stand editing. It's just so boring to me. So I try to appreciate anytime someone creates something. Especially now with AI and everything, where you can just steal stuff. Uh-oh. I'm in a bad spot. Ah. Oh god, I hate these things. Alright. Now that the shit is no longer in the fan, I can read your comment. So to address your point, I did not make and release stuff for quite a while. It's been a lengthy amount of time since I released anything. The thing is, I've never been consistent. Based off of how my animations were released, that should be pretty clear. And I think consistency these days is almost the most important thing when it comes to content creation. People need to be able to rely on your content coming out, or else, you know, you kind of just get lost in the muck. So I'm trying to stream every week now, because I never really stayed consistent like that. Which is why I have very low view count and everything. Because I was streaming on Twitch for a while, I just decided, you know what, I have a YouTube audience, I might as well start streaming here. Not that I was performing that badly on Twitch, I was actually doing decent, but... for some reason I was always scared to stream on YouTube, because I was like, it's different content than what I used to make, people won't like it. And then I just kind of gave up caring. Level 3!
Final log. I've made sure they can't leave this subdeck. But neither can I. I've seen what they do. To the bodies. What they become. And I cannot let that happen to me.
Clearance confirmed.
At least if I don't have any limbs,
Oh god.
and I can't kill anyone when I'm infected.
Oh, I don't think I'd have the willpower to delimb myself.
Settle on. And the kids. That I love them. One more. Come on, man, just one more.
What the? They're an enemy?
The administrator's red changed location. You got it?
I got it. I'm heading back to the mining control room for launch.
Launch tubes still have power.
Clearance
You'll be good to go.
Alright. I have to get better at reading chat and also playing the game at the same time. I'm forgetting I'm on a hard mode of a horror game. I need to be prepared for these kinds of things. Why is there a... Grab that. Yeah, go figure. I live in Arizona. There's a reason I picked that animation. I wanted to mention, I did actually release a game. It's not necessarily a horror game, but it is on Steam. I wanted to see if I could make a game before I went into like a big project. Turns out I can, and release one. I did switch gaming programs though. I went from Unreal to Godot. So my first game was made in Unreal. It's called How Little We Wait on Steam, in case you're interested. But yeah, back in the day, I wanted to keep doing animations, especially horror ones, but I was just running into the problem that YouTube just did not appreciate animators back then. That was when the algorithm forced your videos to be like a 10-minute length video. And animations at 10 minutes are hard to do. It got picked up by some, I think the algorithm basically picked it up, which is why it started getting views, why it got as popular as it did. But that took me 2 years to make, and I'm not gonna lie, I just didn't like animating that much. There's something about it that is just very tedious. Granted, I've done all of my manual assets for my game and everything, but making 3D objects is definitely a different experience than making 2D animations. Especially since I was doing vector animation, it was very not creative, I guess. I was moving rigs around rather than actually moving characters around, and I've never been good at making characters. I still think the animation in Arizona was subpar, but I think what I lacked in animation skill I made up for in actually building a proper atmosphere, which I hope I did well. I think I did decent at it. It's called How Little We Wait. It's only got like 2 reviews on Steam, but like it was worth it. Honestly, it took me like about 6 months to make, and I'm very happy how it turned out. Sadly, I can't update the game anymore because I'm not familiar with Unreal anymore, and I don't think I have the save file easy to get. It would be hard to update, but still, I'm glad I was able to make it. Now I'm working on something that's going to be fun and ideally in my forte, which is horror. I should really just wait for him to... Yeah. Ow. How Little We Wait, by the way, is not really a horror game. It's more of a... Ouch, shit. It's more of just a puzzle game, if nothing else. I don't even know what you would really consider it. It's a point-and-click game. It's not very complicated. Yeah, I was very happy with it. One thing, I was, I think, around 19 when I made that. One thing I was weird about, and this is something I've always done, I planned out that entire thing's soundtrack before I was even remotely close to finishing. Like I said, it took me 2 years to make, and come on. I don't like that noise. It took me 2 years to make, and while I was working on it, I changed up quite a bit. Here's some insight that I don't think I've told many people. The entirety of the animation was made before I added the characters in. I don't even know if, like, anyone even knows I did that. It was weird because I was so bad at animating characters. I was just like, let's make the entirety of it without the characters and then just plop them in. Some things changed over time. Like, I started out with this weird program called Inkscape, and then I changed over to Toon Boom Harmony at some point. But all I knew is I could not do characters justice, so I might as well do them last and focus on it. So I made the entirety of all the driving scene, the backgrounds, everything. And then I went and did the SCP animation, attempted to make characters in that, and then shifted over to Arizona to finish off the characters. My process is weird, but it worked, I guess. So I don't have drive. I have what is called the passive mindset. I think what I've learned in life is you can't actively do a job, right? I've worked so many jobs where if I'm trying to be active at my position, I get stressed out and overworked very quickly. You can only really do long projects passively, as in, essentially, if I'm constantly focused on trying to do the most I can possibly do at all times, I'm going to burn out really quick. It's more so if I get in like an hour or two every day at what I'm doing, it will be finished far faster and far more efficiently than if I was trying to actively work 8 hours in 1 day a week. Like, there's just no way. It's way too hard to get the motivation when you wake up to even put your pants on some days. So why would I assume that I could work for 8 hours in 1 day? It's one of those weird sort of methods that allows me to actually complete shit. But also, I work night shift at jobs, so I've gotten to positions where I do my work, and then I have some time to work on my projects at work, which is super, super helpful. The only downside is I have very little social life due to it. I live in the mountains as a night shifter. It's not the most sociable. The whole town shuts down at 10. So, sacrifices are being made, but, you know, I'm getting my products done and out there.
The miners must have booby-trapped the launch tubes, too. They're scrap.
Well, that's great. We can't just toss the beacon out a window.
Yeah, there's gotta be something. The asteroid. The one in the mining bay for smelting.
What about it?
If I attach the SOS beacon to that asteroid and then launch it away from the ship, we'd get a clean broadcast.
And you get yourself killed. The machinery in there is still running, Isaac.
Then it probably kept those things out, too. This is our best shot, Kendra. I'm taking it.
I work night shift at a hotel. Obviously, I'm not going to say where or what hotel, but working night shift, it's usually 10-hour shifts. I got the days that I really wanted, and I just got a laptop that will allow me to work on the game stuff. Can he attack me? A little slow in the uptake there, buddy. Is he just going to be there next time I go? That's unfortunate. I'm nervous of him just coming out of nowhere. Skinwalkers, no. As far as my personal thought process on everything, yes, there's some abandoned places here or there. I don't actually believe in ghosts, but I'm not against ghosts and ghouls existing. I'm more agnostic on the whole thing. I think it would be silly to deny other people's belief systems and stuff like that, because there's no proof either way, right? They're called ghosts for a reason. So basically, if I experience it, I'll believe it, but until then, I don't personally think they exist. But at the same time, all in all, I like the stories, I like the vibes. I actually want to explore abandoned places. It's called what is it called? Urban exploration, where you explore abandoned places. I just have no one to really go with, so at the moment I just don't do it. And there's no places nearby me that I can do that at, but it'd be really cool. I've always loved the aesthetic of like abandoned places. Okay, I'm missing energy. think I need this one. Yeah, no, I'm not at all against like, okay, so here's a good example. I am a very curious person by nature, and if Sixth Sense exists, I have negative trait points into a Sixth Sense. I know because I've been in situations where ghosts should be there, but I'm just too goddamn dense. It's like if a girl's trying to hit on me, I have no fucking clue. So I think all the ghosts are like tsunderes towards me, like, fucking pay attention. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I missed it. Can you say it again? Can you do it one more time? I missed it. They're probably just pissed off at me. They just leave me alone now. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Can you just pay attention to us? And they're just like, fine, I'll leave you alone. So I think, you know, if ghosts do exist, they want to rise, right? They want you to do dumb decisions. They want you to get, you know, paranoid. And I'm just like, nah, fam. I don't know what's going on, and I'm happy with that. I got sidetracked. Oh yeah, so one thing I did, I'm gonna tell you a story, all right? So my parents lived up in the mountains in Arizona, and sometimes I would travel up to them, and I don't like driving during the day because the most dangerous thing on the road is always other drivers. So the less drivers, the less likely you are to get into a car accident. It's just simple as that, right? This area is going to be hard. I'm gonna pause real quick. Essentially, I was driving up. It's about a 2-hour drive from Phoenix up to where I needed to get to. And I thought, you know, it would be a neat idea to just pull off on some random side road in the dark. So I am driving up and I see this side road. I'm like, next time I'm going on that side road. And it's hard to tell because it's nighttime. And if you've never been in the desert at nighttime, it's pitch black. Can't see anything. So the next time I'm driving up, I decide to pull off to the side road. It's I'm not going to say the name of it. Again, I don't want to give out my location too easily online, but it's not a very pleasant named road. So it's about 4:30 in the morning. I pull off to the right and there's a hook. It hooks around and there's a little mountain that blocks the freeway. So I pull out and I back up and park my car. It is a dirt road that leads to, I have no fucking clue. And about 50 yards away from me is an RV, just all lights off, sitting in the dark. And I'm parked there in the middle of fucking nowhere in the desert at night. All I can see is the silhouette of the mountains, right? It's 4:30 in the morning, so I can see the vague silhouette of stuff, but I can't make out any details around me. Because it's, you know, it's a desert at night. So I get out of my truck, I get into the front of the car, and I'm just like experiencing the idea of just being alone. Because I grew up in a city most of my life, so I didn't have that experience, especially living with family members. I don't get that experience often of just being alone. So I'm sitting in front of my car, and less than a minute into me sitting there, I hear behind me, behind my truck, tap, 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 tap. And I, you know, in my head, I turn around to look, because that's a pattern. That's not normal, regular, random shuffles of noises. That's a walk. I'm hearing something walk up behind me. So I turn around and, go figure, can't see shit. There's no tall figures standing behind me. There's nothing in the bushes. I can't see anything. Vaguely make it out. And lo and behold, I'm out of there. Less than like 10 seconds of me turning around, I am on the road gone. I ain't fucking with whatever the hell that was, because it was walking towards me. It wasn't just noises. Because it paused and then kept walking. And that's when I was like, no, I'm good, fam. Goodbye. And I drive away. Most my heart ever raced. I've gone back to that place 5 times now, and that's never happened again. But I mainly regret one thing. I backed up into my parking spot, and whatever that noise was, it was coming from the other side of my truck, from behind. I have a rear view camera. I could have put it in reverse and looked behind me, but I didn't. And I still regret to this day not trying that before, driving the fuck out. But like I said, I've done it several times since, usually during like midnight or 2 in the morning, and nothing's happened since. I usually get into the truck bed now so I can see all around me. And I only do it on nights where I can actually see around me. I went out there once and it was pitch black and I couldn't see shit. And I was just not getting out of my car. There's nothing that can get me to get out of my car at that point. But I like testing the boundaries of stuff because I find it fun. And I think it makes my art better if you do stuff like that. But sometimes it's just a safety risk. Like, even if, my assumption it was like a coyote or something. Curious about why the fuck this person is doing this. This doesn't make any sense. But all in all, it's one of those situations where, I don't know. I have no clue what it was. I couldn't see it. It was in the bushes. So what the fuck am I supposed to do with that information? I could do animation again. It's just I didn't enjoy it is the problem. That was the big thing that made me move away from it. I realized that I was just kind of pouring so much time into something that I was just not having fun with. Whereas making games, I just enjoy pretty much most of the process too. I know this area. I knew it was going to be hard, so I wanted to do story time before I hopped in. I don't even know if this area is hard. I just remember it being a pain in the ass. Oh. Ah. Nailed it. Oh, I see. I'm gonna die. I understood the assignment a little too late. I think anywhere at night, if you're away from civilization, can be terrifying, even the countryside. It depends on how you pose it, right? Because it's pitch black and there's wide open spaces. Even, like, I'm still scared of forests at night for obvious reasons, I think. It's one of those things where most anything can be scary if you can do it correctly. Problem is, most people just kind of rely on the typical stuff. Like, I think a lot of people rely on, like, jump scares, gore, not enough just about regular tension. I actually was looking more into stuff like Alfred Hitchcock when I was making my animation, because I would prefer to have suspense and tension over cheap scares. One thing that was pointed out to me a long time ago was if a horror movie isn't scary, then what's the point, right? So what I want to do is, if I'm making a game that's a horror game, it still has to have a point. It still has to be fun and have good gameplay, or else what's the point if it's not scary? Because horror is so subjective, you can't scare everybody. I would still rather have a fun game at the end of the day that can also be scary if, you know, I can do that. I think Dead Space is one of those games that does it really well. It's a very fun game still, even though it's also a horror game. But once you're done with the horror, you know, being scared of it, once you get used to it, because any amount of exposure to the same thing over and over again will eventually tire from being, you know, scary. How do I get rid of the tether? You still want to have a fun game at the end of the day. I don't know where this tether is. Anyway, so I wanted animation, or I wanted Arizona, especially, to not just be scary. It also had to have a good, you know, aesthetic. I didn't actually write Arizona, by the way. I don't know who did. That story existed before I made it into an animation, but I could never find the source. I was trying to figure it out for like months. I could never find who created the story. I still like am scared one day someone's gonna be like, dude, I wrote this, you didn't credit me, what the hell, man? Like, you didn't make it easy. I tried, but I mean, it's transformative, you know. I made a whole ass animation. I don't think anyone would argue that it wasn't transformative at some point, but I was always kind of worried about that. Okay, how am I supposed to destroy? Oh, interior tether. Okay, going back in. Why? I messed up. I'm reading your comments now. Well, I'm glad you still like it. Yeah, as far as if you wanted to get into coding, there's a very cheap... Wow, I have to start from the beginning? Okay. There's a very cheap game program called Game Maker. I use that to introduce myself into coding and how it functions. That taught me quite a lot about how stuff worked. One thing that I've had a problem with, though, is... And this is a pitfall of learning how to play or to make games. Just as a heads up before you get into it, there is a lot of information out there, and almost none of it is always transferable. You can follow a tutorial to an extent. Like, if you have an overarching tutorial on how to make a 2D platformer game, that's fine. You'll learn a lot, but you will still only learn how to make a 2D platformer game. There is transferable knowledge, for sure, like menu systems, learning if statements, else statements, you know, figuring out how programming works as a whole. But don't take any one tutorial as gospel, because as soon as you get into the weeds, your game is your game. Your code is your code. There's only so many things you can look up after your game is, you know, months in. So what I had to do personally is I had to realize that following tutorials are great for making a basic game, but once you move away from that and you want to do your own mechanics, it's going to be a lot harder to adapt. If you're good at math, you should be a lot better at coding. I'm not that great with math. And once I take a bit of code from one tutorial, and then a bit of code from another tutorial, and then another code from another tutorial, it starts to become my game. And once there's a problem, it's very, very difficult to find a solution for. So you have to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, so that you understand, if I implement a flashlight, how many other bits of code is going to be affected by that flashlight. It's a tricky business, and it's only something you can really learn by just doing it for a while. So I don't know if that would help. I would use Game Maker Studio to learn coding, but Game Maker Studio as well as Godot, which I'm using right now, use their own scripts. You can, I think, use C++, but I prefer, if I'm going into Godot, I would rather use Godot script because I'm making a game. I'm not trying to learn C++. It's a whole language. I don't want to bother with it. And yeah, C++ can be used on Unreal and Unity, but honestly, I'm just gonna stick with Godot. I'm a very simple-minded person. If there's like Blender is a nightmare to me because there's just so many menus and shit. So I found out about this program called Blockbench, which was a modeling system for fucking Minecraft of all things. But I'm gonna use that to make all of my 3D assets for my next game because it's a simple system. I can just make the damn art. There's not a whole lot of bells and whistles that I have to worry about, like, oh, we can do complicated math rendering. I don't care. I just want to make assets for a game. Keep things in your scope, because if you get into making games, there's going to be a million different resources you can use. So if you're good with multitasking and working on a bunch of different things at once, you might work well with Blender. It's a very good standard, and Blender's great for most people. I am not most people. I need simple and efficient work models, or else I'm going to get too confused and never want to even open the damn program to begin with, let alone, working thousands upon thousands of hours making 3D model assets in a fucking workflow that I have no desire to even learn. It also depends if, like, I went in to making games as an artist, right? I wasn't a coder first, and it sounds like you're new to code, so you might be more of an artist. So lean towards making more of an art-like game. You could start out with something simple like graphic novel, because if you have an art background, most of that is just art. If you're a writer, that's also a good outlet to go with, because obviously graphic novels have a lot of words. So take what you're good at and then maybe do like tutorials on how to make that. I would say I think Sean Spalding is his name on YouTube. I followed his tutorials making a Game Maker game, but Game Maker is very limited in what it can do. I just used his tutorials to learn how to code, and then I moved on to Unreal. Which program you want to use as far as, what game making program is fully up to you. You could even start out with RPG Maker. It just kind of depends on what you're looking to make. I've never heard of Puppet Combo, no. Well, if you're bad at everything, what is your strength? Everyone has strengths, trust me. Really look into what you're good at and what you want to make. What I've learned when coding and working on games is when I lose my scope, I lose the project. I've canceled about 7 games already because I overstepped my boundaries and lost track of what the hell I was trying to make. So the reason I just switched from making the game I was working on to the new one was because as much of a game, like, okay, I was making a 2D top-down game. It was going to be a horror game, and I had a story planned for years now that I wanted to do. The problem is, as I was making the game, I realized this is not a game I would play. I was working on for 4 months now, I think, a game that I wouldn't play if it released, because it's just not my type of game. Other people like this type of game, but it's not for me. And I realized that I wasn't wanting to work on the project because it wasn't something I wanted to even test. But The game I'm currently working on is a game I would absolutely want to test. It's a game I would absolutely want to play. I'm playing to my strengths. It's a horror game with fun mechanics that I like. So make sure you don't lose your own scope. Wait, he said you work at Amazon. There's no fucking way you're gonna be there forever. I started streaming because I wanted to talk to people. All of this, you know, the games part is just a medium for, you know, if people want to talk about something, I can talk about it. I could even talk about Dead Space. It's not like I can't. I could talk for fucking hours. Some people prefer me to shut up. So, it's not a big deal if I'm not playing the game. It's just, when I go on a rant, I like to concentrate on what I'm talking about, or else I'll lose my thought process pretty quickly. Because I'm kind of stupid. But what I can tell you is, you sound like you don't have a whole lot of confidence. It is actually not that hard to get into making games. The thing is you get to rely on something that most people don't when they're creating. Painters can't do an undo button, right? Graphic artists can, but at the same time, they are a little limited in the fact that, for the most part, you know, if you're doing a really cool picture, you're working on it for maybe 30 hours, right? Think about it like this. If you're making a game, it is the biggest time sink you'll ever make. It's going to take a very, very long time, which means you have so much more time to think about what you're doing and why you're doing it. You have so much damn time. Ow, why did that happen? That wasn't there before. I've been lied to. Anyways, you have so much time to refresh your brain and think about it again. The best thing I could recommend is, if you're going into any creative process, if you're at the stage where you're at a block, do what you do to relax. What I do is I go lay down. If I'm stuck on some code for hours, I will go and lay down, and almost every time, universally, after like 5 minutes about just thinking about it, I will solve the problem I was having or come up with a different solution. The worst thing you can do is keep pushing yourself to solve something when you know you're not going in the right direction. So that would be my best advice I could give you, is just, if you're getting stuck, do what you prefer to do when it comes to your creative process, or at least try to learn your creative process, because everyone's creative in some form, even if it's not readily noticeable. Now, I am going to do myself a favor and figure out what the hell I need to do in this section, and try not to get myself killed for the 5th time. I think I've actually died 5 times now. Alright, for realsies, let me show off my true gamer skills here. Boom, 1 shot. Fuck you, baby. That's a baby, by the way. I know you said you're not familiar with Dead Space, but those are infants. They are repurposed infants. They're no longer babies, but, you know, you can kind of see it. Baby, go bye-bye. Yeah, there's a movie based off of that. Not Baby Go Bye-Bye. I'm sure there's plenty of movies based around that, but movies based around letting go on a spaceship. I don't remember what it's called. I've never seen it. But she, like, lets go while she's in space, and she, like, drifts away and gets, you know, stuck in space. How did I run into that? All right. Where... What am I doing? I have to destroy this tether? Oh, maybe I have to do this. Maybe I have to slow them both down. Oh, I see. I figured it out.
Gravity tether disengaged.
Haha. I'm smart. You know, if you fail, just try and try again. Eventually, you may succeed. Eventually. And that's a definite maybe. Do I have to destroy? Okay. At least now I know how to do it. So, as far as Dead Space goes, I did play it when I was a kid. I thought, like, a lot of things in this game were kind of revolutionary at the time. I don't think there was a whole system around taking apart enemies before this game. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure most games were just shoot the enemy and they die eventually, or headshots will do more damage. But the incremental damage of being able to take apart pieces from enemies was not a thing. Zombies were really popular back then too. So everyone was like, wait, they're zombies, but they're not really zombies. And go figure, you could shoot off the head and they can still attack you. So a lot of people were blown away by this game's mechanics. But also, the setting is really good. Like, it's industrial space setting, which I've always liked the industrial style of sci-fi. There's actually a movie that's very similar to this game called Pandorum. Oddly enough, when we rented it at a movie place, I think it was Hollywood movie, we thought Pandorum was a cheap knockoff of Paranormal Activity. You know how they used to have those, like, Transmorphers movies and shit? So we watched this movie called Pandorum, and we were fucking blown away. I personally really enjoyed Pandorum. That was actually one of my favorite horror movies as a kid. Still is one of my favorite movies, but I've also always liked trash. I've never really been one to, like, I look for the good side of things rather than the bad side of things. So it's hard for me to recommend stuff because sometimes people are like, why do you like that? What the fuck's wrong with you? I think genuinely, though, Pandorum's just a really good movie. So it's one of those things where I can recommend it, but I'm not sure if, you know, the audience of it. How do I launch the meteor? Do I just shoot it? What am I supposed to do here? Oh, it's pointing. Ah, here we go. Yeah, classic slashers have always been good. I remember getting scared of Freddy Krueger when I was like 5 years old, I think. He really freaked me out. I watched Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and the pool scene. It always got to me. But what sucks is, in retrospect, I watched those movies when I was so young that I didn't even really catch on to how scary they were supposed to be. And all of the stories kind of got spoiled to me when I tried to check them out later on in life, because, you know, hey, guess what? Now I know what the story is. So I knew the twist of the first Friday the 13th. You know, despite having watched it when I was a kid. Like, I watched at the same age that I watched, like, Star Wars and shit. So a lot of the nuance was lost on me. I just kind of liked it because it was like, oh, this is interesting. This is fascinating. Ah, yes, that person just got macheted through the chest. Make sure it's safe to save. Well, I think there was a time and place for slashers, and I think there's still a place for it. I mean, there's a reason why the Scream series was so successful. And that wasn't just because they were taking apart the horror franchise, but it was also because there was mystery to it. You were wondering who the killer was. Same with, I Know What You Did Last Summer. You're trying to figure out, well, who's actually killing these people? You can guess, but you're not always right. I think it depends on how you work it in. Because I think typical slasher is never, like, original anymore. But if you can rework it in a good way, I think that, you know, if you really want, if you're going into making games, if you think that, oh, slashers, I used to love those, but now they're all bad, try and make one. Right? You can make a game based around slashers. Look at Dead by Daylight. That started out as a concept of a killer versus 4 people trying to survive, and that was new. That hadn't really been done much before. I think there's only like 3 games with that kind of concept. So, you know, if you're looking to make a first-person horror game, I would start with what are you passionate about, and then use that to your advantage. Oh, this is just downright unfair. Move! Sorry, I got their generator on my ass. I gotta focus this. That's not what I thought I was lifting up. God, I hate this regenerator. Oh, that's not nice. What the? I am injured. I didn't much like that. I have to lock in for a second here. Believe it or not, you're not actually safe buying stuff at the store. Sorry, one day I will have my chat pop up on screen. I have yet to get that working, though. Right now I have to use my phone. Yeah, I mean, most ideas have been done already, so most of the time you just have to rework what's out there. Even my brother had come... My brother had come up with an idea. Was a witch that used the broom as a gun. I'm like, I'm sorry, bro, that's been done. That's been done before. I know you thought it was original. It's not. Haha, you losers.
I think it's gone, but I can't be sure. The system's bugged out again. I'm getting those camera glitches. The ones that look like my brother.
Oh, you look strapping, young gentleman.
At least the beacon's away. I'm aligning the... Wait. Array receiver not responding. Oh shit.
The comms array. We never fixed it. Guess there wasn't a broken encoder.
Then let's hope that 48 hours estimate was wrong too. No comms, no rescue. Take the tram to the bridge. I'll hack open the door to communications. You see what's happening with the array. And don't worry about Nicole. Like Hammond said, she'll do the smart thing.
Oh, he wasn't trying to come up with a horror idea. I just told him that that very specific idea had already been done. I'm like, it's just a little too hard to come up with fully, you know, original ideas these days. So there's no point in trying to focus original. Focus good. That's what you want to focus. It's just because something's not, you know, new doesn't mean it's gonna be bad, and just because something is new doesn't mean it's gonna be good. Oh, I need ammo. When am I gonna get my upgrade? I think this is when the game really turns up the notch as far as trying to kill you. Witches can be scary in the right setting. Oddly enough, I think actually Supernatural did pretty well with witches. The cursing and the voodoo and the hexing, that can go pretty hard sometimes. It's been a while since I've seen a witch be scary, though. I think... I want to say the last time a witch was, like, scary was the Blair Witch Project. I can't think of anything after that. Oh! Oh. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but have you seen Hereditary? What the? I keep getting jumped in this area and it's getting really annoying. Supposed to be a safe area, what the hell? You should check out Hereditary. That's a really good one. I don't know if it's one of my favorite movies. I'd say it's a little more on the slow side, and the ending can be a little silly. But I think it's still a good movie overall. I think it has... If you've ever seen Mist... Have you ever seen Mist, actually? Good old classic Stephen King. Directed by Frank Darabont. One of my favorite directors. Oh my god, that's so loud. I am doing a side mission here. Okay, so if you want to have a bad day, watch Hereditary and Mist. They are really good movies, by the way. Both fantastic, and I would highly recommend, but I can't recommend these movies without mentioning that you're not going to have the best day.
Clearly is that engine inspection. I went into the chamber, and instead of the primary engine, there was a heart. A heart the size of the room, just pumping and pumping. And Henderson said something, and when I looked back, it was a machine again. But I can still hear that pumping in the distance.
I know it's a beautiful area to stop, but... Checking to see if there's any, because I just got level 3 clearance, so there might be some really good hidden items around the map if I, go through the effort. Alright. Nothing else here. By the way, the Mist TV show, sorry. I don't like shouting. The Mist TV show, bad. Don't watch the show. The movie, fantastic. Awesome. Great. Love it. Show? No. No bueno. As they say down under. Just don't watch it. I've never been down under, so I don't know what they say down there. Alright, who's gonna attack me next? This fucking area, I swear. I've been attacked, jumped here like 12 times. Alright, where am I going? That's where I'm at. I need to go to the bridge. Yes, I would definitely watch The Mist or Hereditary if you have the option of cuddling someone afterwards. It's one of those movies that's going to be a hard one to sit through. You'll just want to be able to cuddle up next to your favorite stuffed animal or pillow or whatever. And just, you know, think about... Hey, use your little mist relaxation, right? You might have to do that. Take a bath. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like it. Someone's screaming. How is there still people alive here is my question. Also, this is a very large ship and they expect 8 people to be able to sit at once. It's not even handicap sitting, dude. Fucking ableism. I don't think I have, actually, no. Wait, am I able to get over there now? There's an item down there I've been wanting, but I can't grab it. How do I get there? Oh, it's a locked door. That's right. I think this is one of the first areas you go to.
Isaac, a ship just shocked in. The USM Valor. They must have heard our SOS.
That fast? What's a military ship doing way out here?
He said they're gonna be out for a while.
Right now I take a rescue from a fucking magpie. Head for communications. Once we fix the comms array, we can get all the answers we need.
Yeah, I'd wait for them to come home. This movies are rough. I, as a single male, was sad by them, and that speaks volumes. Yeah, the horror's fine. It's, the other stuff. That's rough to get through. I mean, they're good. Like, I'd say Mist, I'm not even sure if that would be considered a horror movie by today's standards. I think it's more of a, suspense thriller, maybe not thriller, but a suspense movie for sure. Suspense. Yeah, I don't know if I'd count it as a horror movie, but it is a very fun watch. It's a very, very good movie. Also, odd thing. If you've ever seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I don't know if you have or not, but Captain Holt, the actor Andre Braugher, is actually in The Mist. That was weird. Wasn't expecting that. I think these are stage. So much ammo. Oh shit. Owie. Ah! Shit! Fucker? How did that... Oh, these are the tough ones. Now, I used to think, like, how did these things coordinate such an attack? And then you find out that it's a hive mind.
Another one. I'm getting weird feedback spikes on local comms.
Whatever's wrong with the comms array is spreading.
No, that's not
Sorry,
it.
they give ammo, so I'm just checking for ammo.
The door to communication needs to be open. You can head down to the comms control station. And Isaac, watch what you say. I think someone's listening in.
Two sentence. I didn't listen to a whole ton of them, but I remember being surprised by one of them. It was in the vein of... Basically, a daughter gets called by her mother to go downstairs, and then as she's about to head downstairs, her mother pulls her aside and says, "I heard that too." Again, paraphrasing, obviously. I don't remember the stories. But that one was like, whoa, that's, I don't like that. That makes me uncomfortable. Promiscuous, maybe. Yeah, I had actually watched It Follows before I was working on that animation. I kind of wanted to capture that. If I could animate better, I know what I would do different. The problem was is I was very unskilled. All of the creature and the people animations, like I said, I added those after the animations were done for the surrounding area. But I like the tension I added to it rather than just doing just... I think I placed this here before. I'm surprised that stayed there. And honestly, when I look back at the Arizona animation, I kind of cringe because it, in my opinion, I still don't think it looks good. But, you know, you're your own worst critic, so... Like, I'm proud of what I did, but I don't think it looks good. Oh my god. I don't want to have to chew through this much ammo. I'm gonna look for like a... Oh, you! What the... I think there was some locked off level 3 stuff here. I hate that the ship is being, like, overtaken by this flesh. Oh, yeah, some money. Oh, yeah, no, it was this. I remember getting in this room and thinking, God damn it, there's, like, nothing I can grab. But yeah, I still don't think it looks good. Mostly because I can't do character art for the life of me. I'm really bad at that. I had a vision though, and I think I performed pretty well on that vision. Okay, I'm gonna go find this report real quick. Not part of the main story, but I want the stuff. Okay, so you don't know Dead Space. Do you want the lore drop? Do you mind spoilers? Because I can tell you all that I know. I don't know how accurate it is, but I can tell you everything I know. Well, thank you. I'm glad people liked it. I heard a lot of good things about it. I've played Dead Space 1 and 2 and part of 3, and I watched the movie, so I know a decent amount, but I'm not an expert in Dead Space. But if you don't mind spoilers, I can tell you what the hell's going on. Oh, I just have to... okay. I assume it's in this room somewhere, then. Yep, okay. I have a report on this bridge somewhere. Time to find it. Look at all the nooks and crannies. Alright, so... the Ishimura was a ship that went to mine one of Jupiter's moons called Titan. I'm pretty sure Jupiter's right over there. Speak of the devil. That's not Jupiter, that's another moon, because there's a hole in it. Jupiter's around here somewhere. Anyways, we're on one of Jupiter's moons, and... oh wait, Titan might be the second game. I don't remember. Point is, while mining the Ishimura, they found this thing called the marker. It's this giant thing that's it's basically like an obelisk of sorts. And the marker was brought aboard the Ishimura because they weren't sure where it was. They just decided, let's bring it on board. And basically the marker started to drive everybody insane. Crazy. Bananas. Bonkers even. People started killing themselves. Anyone who had a skill set would start killing others in various unique ways. Like doctors would amputate people and mutilate them, and essentially everyone just started going crazy. After a while, the corpses piled up and eventually led to some corpses being reanimated, essentially as flesh creatures. Their bones would start protruding from their body, causing things to, you know, be weapons, basically. And any kind of dead flesh would be repurposed into a monster of some sort. I don't know where this thing is. Oh, this is all fucked. Anyways, after the flesh creatures started coming back to life, they also added to the bodies, obviously. And the insanity on the ship continued. No one got any more sane when giant creatures started coming out and trying to murder them. Go figure. Eventually, a distress signal is sent out to a group of people, you included. Isaac is the main character, who I'm playing right now. His wife, Nicole, was on board the Ishimura when shit hit the fan, basically. And he's coming to rescue her. He's an engineer that knows how things work and is here to repair the ship, basically. Because all they got information-wise was, the ship's destroyed, you need to go repair it. All in all, once you get onto the ship, you get attacked by some of the necromorphs. That's what they're called. Demon beast thingies. Oh, right here. Oh, I got it. Oh, let me watch this real quick.
Fine. Then we'll waste more time and record this. Satisfied?
No, I'm not satisfied. We have a dead miner. We can't sedate.
Oh, that's Nicole.
Wasn't
Right there.
originally your patient?
And that's the captain.
Warned us that he'd go berserk.
Captain, Harris is suffering from a dementia that we don't fully understand.
So that's Isaac's wife.
Progress until Dr. Mercer took his case over my objections.
I've read them. And frankly, this vendetta against Dr. Mercer just sounds like more of your bigotry.
My what?
Do you deny that you've counseled members of our church and turned them against unitology?
I'm telling you that Mercer's treatments are immoral and dangerous.
Mercer's a bad doctor. She's a good doctor.
Medical is a sanctuary, not Mercer's private lab, so stop covering.
Mercer's the one that made the regenerating necromorph.
You know your way out.
He won't stop with Brian Harris, Captain. You know that.
Tracking related rig activity.
Oh, side mission complete. Hydrophon. Ah, damn it. That's like super far away, I think. Let's see. Yeah. I'm gonna do that later. Right now, since I have a mission around here, I'm gonna do that first. I think it was down here, right? No, she's not happy because Mercer was experimenting on patients that were going insane and making him worse. He was one of the people that actually jump-started a lot of the necromorph experiments. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he's the one that made the regenerating necromorph. Point is, long story short, the marker is... It basically drives people insane to the point of killing themselves or killing each other. so that it can amalgamate a bunch of flesh together. The flesh is served as a purpose for creating what is called a... I don't know, it's something with like a blood moon or something. Essentially, the marker is an ancient weapon that was designed to create these massive living moons, basically, I think. I am trying to remember the lore that I read 12 years ago, so cut me some slack if I'm off on a few things. But basically, these moons are made to... as a weapon. I think they're supposed to overtake planets or something. The marker's whole thing is that it drives people insane to kill them so that it can create these moons. That's to my knowledge what it does. And the marker is kind of controlling the hive. So all of the necromorphs are actually not individual creatures. They're all combined into this, as you can see around, eventually, because it's just flesh. But they are controlled by a singular entity. So the ambushes are actually just the hive mind trying to get you. Now, spoiler, Nicole's dead. She's been dead the whole time you're on the Ishimura. You're brought here thinking she's still alive. I even met her earlier when I was playing. But she's long dead. I think the marker actually brought Isaac specifically here, but I don't remember why. I don't remember why it led him on this journey, especially since I think its whole goal was to bring the marker back to his planet, because Titan's not necessarily a planet with people on it, obviously. I think in Dead Space 2 you go to a different planet or a different moon with actual people on it. Yes. Their whole thing is to expand. Similar to the Flood from Halo, if you've ever played Halo.
I'll keep an eye on things here.
But yeah, Nicole, your wife, has been dead this whole time. It's a big reveal near the end, that she's actually been dead. Especially since you saw her alive and well. Turns out the marker is playing tricks on Isaac as well. Actually, the lady you're with is a fanatic for the marker as well. I think she shows her true colors near the end of the game, or in 2. I don't remember. I think she appears in 3, so I think she survives. Oh, that's the marker. It's much bigger, by the way. Yes, the marker is absolutely a hive mind. Actually, if you want a really good breakdown, there's a guy on YouTube called Wow Such Gaming. He does this series called Why You Wouldn't Survive. And one of the ones he covered was Dead Space, and he goes into a lot of the lore. I think that's actually where I found out most of the lore of the game. But he breaks down a lot of cool things. He did Project Zomboid. He did Dead Space. He did a lot of the... He mostly covers zombie content. But since necromorphs are sort of basically zombies, he also covered them. And no, if you're wondering, you would not survive the necromorphs. There is no fucking way. Even if you somehow resisted the psychosis of the hive mind, you still have the necromorphs to contend with. And you're stuck on a ship in space that has no one... Like, they only sent a crew of 4 people to save this place. Could you imagine? No hope of survival, you know? That guy's... Alright, who shot at me? Who was it? Who's the cute pie who needs to die? Hi! I hear you, but I don't see you. Fuck. Oh, there we go. There's just 2 infants in a row of fuckers. I don't know if mankind would prosper here. Survive? Maybe. Prosper and thriving is out of the fucking question. The marker is a massive object, and I think it's very hard to destroy. I don't even know if, like, throwing it into a sun would destroy it, and it just starts to drive people insane. It's hard to... I think any kind of enemy that turns your allies against you is always going to be way more of a threat to your survival than it would be if it was just on its own. Because you're basically doubling up on losing people that could help. How am I supposed to fix this? Everything's destroyed. Oh, I see. Get out of here. Okay, which one is the comms? Yeah, but trust me, no, Necromorph. I would sooner shoot myself in the head than deal with this fucking apocalypse. Oh. I don't say that lightly, because most apocalypse I would try to survive. This one is a no bueno for me, though. This is a lost cause, as you would say. Yeah, all of these are destroyed. What are the working ones? What is this, a puzzle? I think this is a puzzle. Let's make my life easier and land. Okay. Pull out all the broken ones. Oh, okay. I have to manually insert them. Alright, so I need a vertical strip. I mean, that one seems to be getting power for some reason. No. So I need... Yeah, what do I have to work with is the question. But yeah, if you're familiar with the Flood, the Necromorph marker stuff is very similar. And if you really want to put your test to the metal, let me assure you, first off, you'd have to be an engineer who is also adept at using guns. Which is already a high order for a lot of people. And even at that, you would be in a lot of trouble just getting through this without dying. I mean, but the advent of being able to respawn, I think, is Isaac's strongest utility. Because, my god, doing a hardcore run for this game, no. I don't think I have that amount of patience. I wonder if I just need to make one side work. How many pieces do I got? I got you. I got you. And sideways. Okay. How does this help me? I don't know why I pulled out all the broken ones. This is making it more confusing. Oh, ammo. Okay. Those are the only pieces I have left. Can I just go straight up, or do I have to have an actual connector? Can I turn sideways and make this one sideways? Nope. Shit. Worth a shot. I think I'm a little confused here. You know, maybe I only need one side to make it work. Does that send power over here? No, it doesn't. Okay. Are these the only two that I have? Stop dancing. You're distracting me. Sorry, I got distracted. Earth is fine in this universe, in the first and second game, I think. It's when the marker makes its way to Earth that there's a problem. Technically, your goal was always to rescue Nicole. It was always your wife. That was the OG goal, at least. The problem with that is, like I said, she's been dead this whole time. The marker is manipulating you and the other people that were sent here, basically. But why would I need that one? I got this one. Which doesn't help me. And then I got this one, which doesn't help me. And then I got this one, which does help me. Your goal pretty much was to find your wife. After you find out that your wife is dead and the marker's been fucking with you the whole time, I'm relatively certain your goal is just destroy the marker. Orient myself here. That's not. I think I need this one here. And then I just need... Nope. You. Got it.
I think you got it. Try opening a channel to the Valor.
Yeah, that bitch that I was just talking to, she's a fanatic. I think she was sent here by the marker to make sure that the marker gets to Earth. So the marker is basically just trying to get to Earth for the purpose of turning everyone on Earth into a flesh demon thing. But I think what happens after this game is you blow up the marker, but there's more than one marker, and I think they bring one over to... Actually, I think the second game is Titan. I don't know which moon you're on right now, but I'm pretty sure you go to Titan because there's a bunch of people there. It's like its whole colony there. And once it's brought there, it just wreaks havoc and destroys that whole place. And then eventually, I think, is brought to Earth in the third game.
This is USM Valor, broadcasting on all frequencies to USG Ishimura in response to your SOS.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure it reaches Earth by the third game.
Pod number 47 and are en route to your position. This message will repeat every 30 seconds until you respond.
This bitch. Fuck her.
Escape pod.
Oh, fuck. The pod Hammond jettisoned. It had Chip. That creature was inside.
No. USM Valor, come in. Come in, Valor. Oh, her strong enough.
Can we deploy the long-range antenna?
No, something's blocking the blast doors over the comms array. The hell?
There'll be a manual release over at maintenance. I'll go. Keep trying to reach them.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo. They should have tried to do something about it. But you said you're a fan of classic horror movies, right? I'm sure you've seen Alien. What do big corporations want more than anything? To study and research stuff to make money. Also, the marker is actively infiltrating people's brains and forcing them to do stuff that they don't normally want to do. Which also means that it's using people against each other to get its way. So it's easy for it to manipulate people to get what it wants.
Communications log. First comms operator Bailey reporting. I want this on record. The ship is under attack, but Captain Matthias has refused to issue a distress call. And we all know why. This whole operation is illegal. Aegis 7 was sealed off. They knew it, we knew it, and we all kept our mouths shut. That's it. Now. Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is USG Ishimura calling C. Wait, what the hell? Jesus. He took the whole comms array offline. It's over.
But I know it definitely makes its way to Earth at some point, I think. I could be wrong. I don't remember much about the third game because I stopped playing it. I definitely want to get through it. If they release a remake of 2, I want to move to that. The next game I actually plan on playing is the Silent Hill 2 remake. Get out of here with you. Move! My brother has the worst spelling I've ever read before, and I can read his spelling, so you're good. It's like my handwriting. It is complete ass, but I can read it. I have to just assume the intent of the message rather than what it actually says. That's fine. You know, everyone has their strengths. For instance, he is really good at strategy games, and I suck ass at strategy games. I can't play card games for the life of me, and anything that requires forethought, I'm bad at. So I like playing games that are more skill reliant, because I can adapt to things very quickly. I can put some forethought into stuff. So like, in Dead Space, there's a mechanic where you get more ammo for what weapon you have equipped. So if you have 4 weapons equipped at one time, which you can have, the game will drop ammo for all 4 of those weapons. So even as a kid, I realized that and decided, well, why not just use one weapon and have basically unlimited ammo with that one gun? And rather than having to swap between 4 different weapons in a pinch, I always just have my one weapon at the ready at all times. And I can fully upgrade one weapon. I can't fully upgrade 4. So just utilize that. So it's not like I'm stupid. I'm just bad at thinking in the moment. I can't really plan shit out. Also, that is fair. It is very late. That's new. I don't know what that is. Oh, this is the... Oh, I hate this one. Am I good? I'm good. I did it. I mean, I'm probably playing more Dead Space than I normally would because I actually have someone to talk to. Usually I probably would have called it by now, but I normally don't have people to talk to, so I'm just gonna ignore the screaming over there. Plasma cutter. That's not the upgrade I want. I want my line gun, my baby. I regret ignoring the noises. That's why I'm never surprised by that stuff. Oh. Yeah, you're like East Coast, huh? I mean, I probably won't play for long anyways. Or much longer, I should say. How long have I been streaming for? I'd say, actually, if you want to get into a more casual Souls-like game, Elden Ring's probably the best. I played Demon Souls when I was a kid, and I wasn't interested. And then I moved over to Dark Souls, and again, I didn't get very far. But Elden Ring has an open world, and a lot of people will say it's challenging. It's actually not that hard if you just use the game mechanics. A lot of people do challenge runs without realizing they're challenge runs, right? They won't use summons, they won't use items, they won't use like anything that the game gives them because they're elitist and weird about it. And then they'll say it's hard. Like, just maybe if you come out of spawn, don't fight the boss in front of you and just walk around him. You have an entire world to explore, and you're going to the one spot where you shouldn't be. And then you're doing a challenge run and then saying it's hard. Just play the game as God intended. Just try it, you know? Maybe you'll actually have fun, and you won't just rage. Because Elden Ring, believe it or not actually a rage game. It's just a really fun game. I've actually been really big into Night Rain recently. I'm going to play that after I take a break when I'm done with this. I am going to work on my game a bit tonight, but it's not in a state that is good. It's basically a prototype at this point. Ah, there we go.
It's the Leviathan. It must have snagged on the comms array after we spaced it. It's not coming off without a fight.
So that's a Leviathan.
There is if I use the ADS cannons. Manual targeting like before. I can shoot it right off the hull. I got this. You focus on the Valor.
Will do.
I've already killed one Leviathan before. Here I'm going. I'll probably kill this Leviathan and then call it for the night. If you want to rejoin, I am trying to stream 11 my time every week on Saturday. I guess it would be, yeah, Saturday going into Sunday. So basically same time next week. Where am I going? Ah! I don't want to be hit. It's missing. Maybe I just gotta keep shooting this. Is it dead yet? Need the oxygen? Anyways, that's only if you want to play a Souls-like. That's the one I would recommend. Oh god, what is... I assume those are mines. As long as I don't hit them, I'll be fine. It seems dangerous. Ah! And I am fine. Uh-oh. Sorry, I gotta lock in for this fight. What? Shit. Is it dead? Ow. I see. Ow. I am taking a lot of hits. Oh, come on. Oh, shit. Oh, did I do it? Oh, I think I did it. Okay. Whew.
Dead and gone. I'll try the antenna's manual.
Screw you, flesh demon.
I've got a transmission loaded and ready to go.
Now, before I go anywhere, there might be... Sometimes they like to add, like, floating items around. Hidden, and if you don't look, you don't see them. They always glow like that. That's just oxygen. I'll make sure they didn't drop something special for me. Alright, now I can read.
Exiting zero gravity. Exiting vacuum.
Yeah. Ideally, there's no marker on Jupiter. But yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to lose the passion for the game. Especially since I just invested $1,000 in a gaming laptop so I can work on my game at work. I think that's good motivation. But yeah, I think I'm actually going to call it here. I am going to be updating every time I stream briefly on the work progress for the game. When it gets to a state at which I can actually share it and it doesn't look like ass, that'll be ideal. In case you're wondering, I actually have a trailer on my YouTube channel for the game that I made. It's only $1 on Steam, but, you know, I still think it's a good game overall, but I wanted to be cheap and easy to make, so $1 is the price that I settled on. I still think it's worth $1. It's a very fun game. I've been told. It's hard to know if your game's fun since, you know, you test it and make it, but overall, I will update when I get to the point of updating. It should be a very fun game, though. I'm very excited. I'm nearly dead in the game. I should find a shop and get some health, because I am out of health kits. But that'll be next time. Yeah. The game's basically a point and click game. I wanted it to be very simple, and it did work out pretty well. It's got a looping mechanic that I didn't even come up with until the game was nearly finished. But the next game that I'm making is gonna be much more mechanic based, and I'm very excited. And yeah, it's gonna be horror. I'm thinking up some devilishly good shit for it. I'm excited. I am actively excited, which is awesome because I haven't been excited about making my game for like 4 months. I've just been like working to work so that I could learn more rather than actually trying to make something I would play. And now that I'm working on something I want to actually play, I am very excited about it. But I do have to go through lots of tutorials to get the basics set up. I think I have to make my entire physics system on my own, which is going to be a pain in the ass. I've tried several times to make this game's physics system over the past few years, and I've failed every time. So I'm hoping, you cross your fingers this time, that I can make a good physics system that actually functions. But I'm going to call it there. Thanks for stopping by. Like I said, I'll be on next week if you want to join. If not, it's all good. It'll be 11 my time. I think you're 3 hours ahead of me, so it would be 2? I've been trying to start at 10, but that's hard. Apparently. I have not been able to start at 10 any day, which is kind of shocking because I usually wake up around 8. It's funny because the mechanics are not going to feel like a horror game, but I'm hoping to make it a proper horror game. It's probably most like Repo or Lethal Company, honestly, but I am going to lean into the more mechanic-based side of things. I don't know if it's going to be scary per se, but I'm going to try my best to make it a horror game with fun mechanics rather than just a horror game. But we'll see. Like I said, it's in its infancy stage right now, so it's not. It's barely a fetus. Am I allowed to say that? it's barely a fetus. Once it's crowning, that's when I can show people. I don't know if I like this analogy. Oh, like I said, How Little We Wait is not really a horror game. It's more of a mystery, and that's about it, yeah. I'll probably go in line with whatever Lethal Company and Repo are selling for. So I don't know exactly how much that is. I think it's going to be between $5 and $10. But I might go upwards towards 15. It kind of depends on feedback. I'm mostly going to be doing a lot of playtests. The problem with my first game was that I didn't really do playtests, and it ended up causing a lot of people to have problems at the beginning of the game with lighting. No one could see shit, so they couldn't even start the game, which is a problem. So I'm going to be testing it every step that I make that is in a new mechanic. So every time there's a new mechanic, I'm going to test it. It might even be as small as like 8 people testing it, like my friends. But I will be updating. I have a Twitter. I don't know if it's linked here. I'll link it on my About page if it's not, because I don't think it is. But on my Twitter, I will be updating people when I get to the point of updates. I haven't even updated Twitter on the fact that I've changed games entirely yet, so I'm really bad about that. Marketing is by far my weakest strength. I fucking hate marketing. But I'm actually streaming in hopes that I can start building an audience so that they can check out my games. That's my hope. Because I am ass at that. It won't be bad. It depends on how much content there is, really, how much replayability, because I think nowadays you have to base your prices off of the market, less so than what you think it's worth. Because I could say, you know, oh, this could be $40 or $50, but is it worth that? Even if someone can play Among Us for like hundreds of hours, is it really worth a AAA price for Among Us? I would say no, because most people are not going to play it for hundreds of hours. So you have to kind of base it off of what other games are in your hemisphere and sort of tailor your expectations of what you're going to sell a game at the cost that those other games are selling at. I think that's the best way to look at it. So that's what I'm going to do. Also, I am going to take feedback constantly. I think one thing that a lot of people do is they kind of get in their own head and they want to have their vision, the right vision for the game, and you kind of forget that you're making games for other people. Like, I'm definitely making the game for me, but I'm just one of many people. And even though I'm the creator of it, that doesn't mean I shouldn't listen to other people. I'm only one person. I can't dictate what's going to be good and what's going to be bad. So I'll have a vision and I'll have a concept, but as long as I stay within the confines of what I enjoy, I will take feedback from other people. And I think that's probably the best thing you can do when you're making something. Yeah, especially with a lot of microtransactions, which I'm going to try to avoid. Yes, I have heard the comment section, believe it or not, and this might come as a shock. I have read every single comment I have gotten on Arizona. They were so slow to come to me. I think at most I got 3 in one day. But since I'm on YouTube every single day, I've literally read every single comment I've ever received on YouTube. I haven't responded to them all, but I have read most of them. And a lot of people want me to go back to horror. Voice actors are hard. I actually, and this is a fun little story. I met Mr. Creepypasta at Comic-Con, I think it was, in Arizona. And I was able to I just told him, like, hey, I'm making an Arizona animation. And I was like fanboying over it. And at some point it came up that he would be fine to give me a voice recording of Arizona. And I was like, fuck yeah. So he sent me over the recording that he did for Arizona, and I just kind of animated around it. And oddly enough, he messed up some lines and he didn't reread them. So I actually have, I think there's 3 parts in that horror animation. Nobody's ever said anything, so I think I did it well. But I had to cut out parts of the story that he read because he just messed up the lines. And I wanted to do a proper animation, and if you're messing up lines, that's going to pull you out of the experience. So I just had to fucking work around it. So I think at one point when he's transitioning from the gas station basement into the car, it just kind of cuts off. Nobody's ever said anything. It just cuts off. And when Katie is doing the flashback of what she saw outside the gas station, he messed up a line, and I just had it be silent the whole time because I tried to fuck with the audio, but I am not at all good with audio, so I just had to cut it out, and it's silent. Nobody said shit, so I was just kind of like holding my breath, just kind of like, please don't notice this, the whole fucking time. He voiced the whole thing. The only voices I did was the radio voice. I recorded that myself. All the sound effects, or, well, most of the sound effects, anything I couldn't record myself that would, you know, like a car starting up and shit, I didn't do, but the, most of the audio effects I actually recorded myself. The hammering of the hallway, I literally took a hammer, put my, mic in the kitchen, and then went down the hallway and just banged the hammer against a wall to get the audio for him hammering the nails in. It was a very passion project, I would say. I haven't really been listening to creepypastas in a long time. The most I got back into was the Creepcast with Meat Canyon and Wendigoon, which kind of got me back into horror, which is why I started working on the game that I'm working on. So for a while, I was teetering between, so I moved from animations and I went into making games. And then after I worked on games for a bit, I didn't make any projects, so I just kind of moved on. I started out trying to do comics. I attempted to go back into making animations through Unreal Engine, actually. I made a voxel. So I was watching this channel called The Proper People, which do urban exploration. So I just went to a random part in one of their videos, took some screenshots of them walking through an abandoned mall, and I used that as a reference to make a building out of voxel art. And then I imported that into Unreal, added some 2D animations to it, and functionally had a set. It was a set, in my opinion. If I could just get the camera in there to work and record, I could make animations with it. So I did that for How Little We Wait. I made that entire set to try to animate inside of it, and I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't like how Unreal animated. So I scrapped the project and moved on to trying to do comics. After comics, I went into writing, and then writing wasn't working out, so I went back to games, and I realized that I had this entire set and story already set up for the animation that was supposed to be How Little We Wait, and I just decided to make it a game. After I released How Little We Wait, I started working on writing. I wanted to get into writing really seriously, and I tried writing. I made the mistake of telling everyone to give me honest feedback, and that demotivated me so much because nobody had anything nice to say. I don't know why I told them that. I feed off of positive energy, not negative. Criticism should come after the product's finished. So I was at a standstill. I was like, okay, writing's not going to work out. And I like games, but I'm not sure if I'm good at them. So I asked my best friend to just level with me. What do you think I'm going to be best at? And he said making games. So I was like, okay. So then I just moved into making the last game I was working on. And then after 4 months, I realized that I wasn't going to really enjoy that game. So then this past week, I decided to move on to this current project. So it's not like I've been doing nothing. I've been working on many different things. Fun fact, How Little We Wait, all of the Steam page art and all of the art used for like the library and all that stuff was pulled straight from when I was working on it as a comic. So I reused most of the assets that I had made over like 2 years of indecision and put it into the game, and it fucking worked. So yeah, that's where I've been at for like the past 6 years after I stopped releasing animations. In case you wanted an update as to why I stopped making animations, TLDR, I got distracted and less motivated and very, let's put my hands in all of the different soups to see which one's the warmest. That's a weird way of saying I found out which one was warmest, and I think I'm very happy. This is the best I've felt about making a project in years. And yes, I also love Creepcast. Well, making a game, that's time consuming. It's more time consuming than animations. I definitely decided to go with the work on the hardest thing to possibly make so that I can feel like I've accomplished something by the time it's done. That was the goal. Well, back when I listened to creepy pastas back in the day, my favorite stories were pretty much everyone's favorite stories. So Pen Pal was always one of my favorite stories ever, and I actually own the book itself. So them covering Pen Pal was like a fucking, what's it called when you get like a blast from the past, or like reminiscing in an old memory from a childhood, because it was like it was hearing someone is Hunter react to a story that I've known for decades now, and hearing it through him for the first time is like rereading the story for the first time. You know what's gonna come, but he doesn't, and it's so exciting to see that. Right? It's like, oh my god, how is he gonna react to the ending? It's one of the most fucked up endings ever. Oh my god, you don't know Pen Pal? Oh, good luck. Good fucking luck. That ending is similar to Mist. I've given you a lot of recommendations tonight, by the way. My bad. Uh, whatever you do, Baraska, that's the one that you know you're gonna want the cuddler with. But yeah, Baraska, uh, Arizona. I'm excited to see if they ever cover Arizona as a story. That would be interesting. See if they cover it, and see the animation at some point. That would be neat. Especially since Meat Canyon is an animator himself, it'd be kind of neat. But I don't think they've ever brought it up before, because I know a lot of animations of a lot of horror stories exist. um, Baraska's best if you go in not knowing what it's about. That's one you want to avoid spoilers for. Same with Pen Pal. Those are my two favorite stories from the creepypastas. They also covered The Showers, which was one of my favorites back in the day. Other favorites, obviously, I liked Arizona a lot. My favorite part, a lot of people about Arizona, they always asked for a part 2 or an ending. I'm like, I think you're forgetting the point of the story. They're cursed in this life forever. They're fucked. Like, that's the whole thing. They're reliving the cycle. Katie literally turns into the basement demon thing. She becomes the basement demon. So it's weird that people always asked for like an ending. I'm like, that was the ending. If you think it's you want a proper ending, that's not what you're gonna get. The story is about how fucked they are. So like, you have to appreciate stories for what they are, not what you want them to be. And I think it's funny also, I don't want to write an ending to a story I didn't make. Well, in the story, it's implied that she hides in the room and it starts decaying, just like the basement did. He says that he smells mold, and I like to think that they're in an alternate reality already because they're at the vacation house and their friends never showed up. So the way I interpret it, and yeah, other people can interpret it how they want, but the way I interpret it is essentially Katie becomes just like the basement girl, stuck in the water, crying to herself, slowly decaying, cursed to create a new place that becomes like the abandoned gas station, but now it's just an abandoned house. So if anyone else enters the abandoned house, they'll find Katie trapped in a door, locked behind it, and the one guy going insane. I don't know who he would be in the story, because so in the original story there was also a man outside in Katie's flashback. There was a man standing next to like a boy, but because I had to cut out the audio because it was fucked, I just had the little girl, the little shadow girl inside. It's a very weird circumstance. I kind of almost remember my story more than I remember the original, because I haven't heard the original in a long time. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it was so long ago now. I released it 2017. So I was, that's 8 years ago. Oh my god. Yeah, I was 20. I was 20 when I released that. '20's pretty young. I remember the moment I released it. Here's another thing that people don't know about. I released that animation, and it, in the first 2 months, only got 200 views. It got less than my SCP animation did. So I was expecting it to do better. But at around the point where it was like 284 views or something, someone in India stole it. And I say stole because they stole it. They recorded Hindi over it, which I'm fine with. You know, if you want to record over something, I could see that, but you shouldn't do that with animations. You should just record the story yourself and just put some stock image behind it. What he did, though, he cut out the opening with my name, and he cut out the end with the credits. He didn't credit me, and he re-uploaded it with Hindi on top of it. And at the end, and this is the part that pissed me off the most, you know, steal my stuff, whatever, but he put Happy Wheels gameplay at the end of the video. What the fuck? Do you not understand what I'm trying to do? Also, he didn't record new sound effects. So he completely removed all of the sound effects and just recorded a voice on top of it. It was so lazy and annoying. But what sucked the most was his video got like 24,000 views in the first day. And I'm sitting here thinking, my fucking video is at like 300 views. Yours already has 15,000. So I asked him to remove it. He said no, so I had to copyright claim it. And it was eventually removed. I think his channel was banned at some point, but that I had nothing to do with that. It was just annoying. It's like, what the fuck happened? So eventually my video got picked up by something or another. Fun fact, Corey X Kenshin also reacted to my video. It was very brief, but I was pretty happy he did it. I had a bunch of people for like a week saying, Corey X Kenshin sent me. I'm like, I don't know who that is. And then I found out he has like 1 million viewer or subscriptions, and it threw me off. Because I had no idea who he was. But who has the last laugh? Now I have like 500,000 views. Look at me go. And I wasn't doing well on Twitch. So now I'm moving over here. I've already had 2 people, spoiler, one is you, actually stop by the stream and talk to me. It's so nice. It's so hard to get a decent conversation these days. And I don't shut up sometimes. Yeah, I don't remember what video it was. I think it was like his reacting to horror content number 19 or 11 or something. I was fine with how he did his reaction too, because he didn't like just take the whole video and play it out. He only took snippets, so people actually had to come to my channel to watch the whole thing, which I liked. If I had stuck with horror animations, I probably would be very large by this point. But like I said, I wasn't feeling it. All of the stuff I was making at that time was more sad than it was horror. So ultimately, all of my animations didn't do very well, I think because I moved away from horror. And like I said, the algorithm did not appreciate short videos. That was when Let's Plays were really big, because the YouTube algorithm pushed 10-minute plus videos with consistent uploads. I can't upload an animation that's 10 minutes long every week. Are you kidding me? That'd be stupid. Nowadays, it's a lot more lenient. You only need like 8 minutes for mid-rolls. And obviously, YouTube Shorts are a big part of it. I could literally take my animation, split it up into like 15 different shorts, and it would do a lot better. But I don't do animations anymore, so yeah. Well, actually, fun fact, there is an animation at the end of How Little We Wait, if you get the proper ending. So if you want to see what it looks like if I animate nowadays, because I moved over to pixel art. I enjoy making pixel art far more than I do regular art. So if you want an animation, there you go. But you got to beat the game. And yes, it was the Spooky Scary Sundays thing. I don't remember which part it was, but I remember a large portion of the video had Simpsons content. I don't remember what it was, but mine was the last, and it was only like a couple minutes, but he sent a small amount of people my way. I think, you know, I got a small boost in viewership, but I wasn't really caring much about that. At the time, I wasn't like really making animations. So it was just kind of like a lot of people coming over from his channel. Not many in the grand scheme. I think what really pushed Arizona was that it got recommended in other horror animations. And because of that uptick, I actually ended up getting a lot of foot traffic. But then you have people that, I don't remember their names, but there's a channel that released animations like once a week. And I could never keep up with that. But their animations were, in my opinion, lower quality. They were much better with like actually animating people, but for the most part there was not a whole lot of details in any of the stuff they were making. But I don't have a problem with that. You know, different strokes. If they can make a living off of it, good for them. And they did. But I couldn't ever do that. I prefer doing detail work. I like quality over quantity every time. So I could never keep up with the whole animation grind. It was just too much. Yeah, it's I think the problem is mostly nowadays it's like Gen Z and Gen X kind of making horror stories, and I don't think they've seen a whole lot of good quality stuff. Because, like, they'll see something and they'll think it's scary, right? My biggest... So, if you've never heard of J Station, I fucking hate that dude. And it's not even because of all the controversies he's been in. He's a terrible person, but I hate him for how piss poor his fucking content was. 11 Miles, a story I was gonna make an animation of. I really like 11 Miles as a story. And it's basically one of those horror games. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but if you go on my channel, I actually have a short. It was the last animation I ever worked on until I did How Little We Wait's animation. But I was going to make a story about it, and he released a video of him doing the 11 Miles challenge, and it was so fucking bad. I cannot stand that video to this day. It's so shitty, and everyone in the comments was like, oh my god, it's so scary. I'm like, children, grow the fuck up. Go watch some real horror, okay? Go watch fucking the first Paranormal Activity or something. You know, the ones that are rated as like the scariest movies ever. Go watch that shit. Experience something truly terrifying. Go watch. But you know what? Watch the original Rec. REC. It's the movie that Quarantine was based off of. That is one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. I didn't even know it existed. I didn't know Quarantine was a remake until I watched Rec, and I'm like, oh my god, this one's great. Even like at my age where I'd been numb to horror, that one scared me a couple times. But like, I think the problem with like, well, your generation is you grew up on watching people like fucking J Station, this bare bones, awful, shitty horror, and you just don't know about the rest of the stuff that's out there. Like you've never even heard of Pen Pal or Baraska, which is insane to me. But those are like some of the best stories I've ever read. Like they got published. I think the writer for Baraska ended up becoming like a screenwriter for movies. Like they're so good. And most people don't even know they exist because there's just so much content these days. It's hard to find the good stuff. So people are, they're watching, and this hurt my soul to find out, but most people watched Arizona on their phone. Like, that is not the way to watch horror. If you want to really watch horror stuff, you should sit down in a dark room and watch it on a big screen with loud audio. That's how you experience horror. You don't watch it on your phone at the bus on headphones. That's not horror content. And most people get their horror content watching stuff in a setting that just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, it was Llama Arts. That was the big one. Like, they had really good animations, but they were put out so quickly to keep up with that stupid algorithm that I think some of the quality dropped. And they had that situation where all the characters looked the same. But I don't think that was the point of their content. It was horror content, right? It was horror animations, and not many people were doing horror animations back then. And if they were almost a little too artsy. I think there's a good line between being too artistic when it comes to horror and actually making a good fucking movie or animation. There are some movies where I'm just like, can you stop with all this avant-garde bullshit and just get to the scary stuff? I don't know. It's just, there's so much stuff out there nowadays that people miss the good the hidden gems, right? And I think there's a lot of good hidden gems out there. It's just, you have to dig through so much garbage to get to it. And YouTube Shorts is not good for horror at all, I don't think. Like, unless your whole feed is horror, because I think the best horror is one that you dedicate time to, because you get more scared over time rather than just immediately terrified. Yeah, I hadn't kept up with Llama Arts. I just remember when I was uploading my animations, they were really popular. Yeah, I wish there was more quality content. It's like, I could go on a rant for hours about how Into the Backrooms is the worst game ever made. You pick a story, you stick with that story, and then you base what type of horror it's going to be off the story. I knew Arizona was more of a patient slow burn and more of a psychological fuck you, so I stuck with that. I didn't try to make it a jump scare fest. After I watched It Follows, I realized that the best way to introduce the Shadow Girl at the campsite would be a slow walk up. I would probably do it now differently if I could, and if I could animate properly, I would do it slightly different. But I knew that based off the story, I would go with the proper theme that would match the horror the best. Most of my story writing is based off of having a solid concept and then working out how logically all of the rest of the pieces would fit. And I've come up with some really cool ideas because I work with one concept and I build on that one concept rather than adding 50 different concepts into one little pool and seeing which one sticks, which is what Into the Backrooms did. Sorry. I have to stop myself from talking about Into the Backrooms. But nonetheless, games that do what Into the Backrooms failed at well would be Lethal Company and Repo. They have a bunch of different monsters in their games. Same with the SCP series. I really like how SCP is just unapologetically, let's throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. And there's a lot of good SCPs that come from that. I'm on a side tangent. Let me read your comments. How I dedicate myself to horror, specific type, is I choose a through line of what I want it to be, and then I look at references, see what went well with that franchise, or settings. Like if I'm doing a slasher, I'll look at good slasher movies, and then I'll try to add my own spin on it. And then I'll just stick to the principle of what it's supposed to be good at and not try to add too many things unless I think they logically fit. Okay, so my problem with Into the Backrooms is not the liminal spaces. I really like the idea of the backrooms and liminal spaces. Concept is great. The game fucking fails at every aspect of using psychological horror against you. All it does is throw bare bottom fucking shit creatures into the game that have looping audio that last 1 second, that look like they don't fit the setting of the game whatsoever, because all Into the Backrooms did was make the environment look incredible and make the creatures look like shit. They look like they're pulled straight out of a PS1 fucking title, thrown into the game in the most lazy way possible. They put all their budget into buying reusable assets to capture the essence of the Backrooms without using any of the psychological horror that the Backrooms are supposed to be based off of. Fucking hate that game. Liminal spaces are such a cool idea and concept, but it's more like Cthulhu. It's more like, it's supposed to be abstract horror. It's supposed to be the Uncanny Valley effect, or what's it called? The H.P. Lovecraft horror. That over-encompassing dread. It's not supposed to be a monster fest. That was never the point of the whole liminal spaces being freaky. It's a feeling that when you look at a picture of a place you've never been to, you seem to be familiar with it. And that concept is so cool, but nobody seems to understand what they're supposed to do with it. And that's what annoys me. It's just a generic monster game. What's the point? There's no point. And it sold millions of copies. People ate that shit up because they like the concept, but it's such a bad delivery, yet the game has so many positive reviews. It just it annoys me. It's just a trend game. That's all it is. It's just, I don't like lazy content that's just a trend hopping game. Things like Among Us, Lethal Company, Poppy's Playtime, Five Nights at Freddy's. I love that shit. I like what they did with those franchises. I think they're great. And it's okay for something to be popular and good. But I will say there's several Backrooms games. I'm talking about a very specific one. I'm not sure about the others. But the one I played was so garbage, and it sold millions of copies. It pisses me off that people liked it. It's one of the few games I can rant about for hours. Go watch a Let's Play of Into the Backrooms when they get to the dog monster. I played the VR version of Into the Backrooms, and it's literally like a 1 second loop of the worst MIDI file audio ever. There's also the weird smiling face PNGs that float up and down. It's so fucking lazy, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Like, if you're gonna work with the concept, work with the concept. Don't just make it. It's like putting a slasher into like a psychological horror movie. It just doesn't make sense to me because you didn't do it well. There's a way to do it well. Don't get me wrong. If they use the concept of liminal spaces to their advantage, they would make it a psychological horror game, not a fucking avoid the monster game. It's just annoying to me. And I don't think people know better Like, they're just looking for anything. And they latched onto this liminal concept thinking it was really cool. And then they play what it amounts to a bargain bin game thinking it's this avant-garde stuff. It's amazing. But really, the developers got away with murder. They made the laziest thing they could possibly make and released it and made millions. Like, I see it as a scam. It's basically a scam. They're ruining what I would say is good horror in lieu of just a quick buck. Because that's all it was. It was a quick buck. What, Cthulhu? Oh yeah, H.P. Lovecraft. That's classic. Now, granted, I have since learned that H.P. Lovecraft was a really bad guy. He was not a good person. He was very racist, I think. Something about that. But I can't remember the term. It's like Eldritch horror. I think that's what it's called. Eldritch horror. I dip my toes in every pool that I come across, but I don't jump in. I know a lot of little things about many things. I don't deep dive most of the time. Sometimes I deep dive. If it's like horror, I could probably tell you a lot about horror, but I couldn't tell you a lot about specific things like the history of Aliens. I probably couldn't tell you the history of, you know, the Aliens franchise, but I know about the movies because I've watched them. But I like a lot of stuff, and I always, like I say, I always look for the best in things. I gave Into the Backrooms a good try. I think I have like 3 hours on the game, but oh my god, I can't stand that fucking game. I have like 7 games blacklisted on my Steam library, and that's one of them. The others are mostly games I can't play anymore because their servers shut down, or a game that has like the worst possible reviews ever that I have no intention of playing that I got in a bundle. But that was one that I had to make an effort to block. I went out of my way to say fuck you to this game. And I don't want to shit on people for making stuff, but I know, as someone who's, you know, experienced a lot of good horror throughout my days and who has played a lot of horror games as well as watched a lot of horror movies and is now a game dev, that the people who made Into the Backrooms were just doing a cash grab, and they did not care about the franchise. They took what they saw was popular and they added that in. Oh, let's add monsters into this new concept and let's sell that. It's so fucking lazy, and that's what pisses me off. And you can be lazy, by the way. You can be a lazy developer. But the fact that it sold millions upon millions of copies, just, it irks me in a way that people just aren't demanding better. They want lazy content these days because they want fast content. And I hate that that's where we're going, especially with AI stuff. You know, a lot of people are championing AI stuff because it's fast. I just want my content now, without realizing that the content's gonna look the same. It's gonna end up being, for the most part, the same, because AI can only do what it learns from other people, and other people, you're just copying. And if you're copying other people, it's all gonna look the same. Like, I just wish people, at least more people, demanded higher quality versus just more. Like you said, it seems like the horror stories have just gotten worse over time, and I think that's because every platform these days encourages more content rather than better content. And I hate that, because I like quality over quantity. Despite that, I still watch stuff that is like bare bones. I watch reaction content. I used to hate reaction content, but that doesn't mean I don't enjoy it. I like other people enjoying things I like, so I like reaction content. And if they don't like what I'm watching, hoping that they enjoy, I get sad and I move on to someone else reacting to it that likes it. So it's like, I'm not better than anybody else either in this aspect. I understand that my brain is, I need content now because I have to go take a dump. But at the end of the day, it's still nice to have quality content out there, and I'm doing my best to do that. with my stuff, and I'm hoping I get there. But I don't want to be like this, you know, oh, I'm better than everyone else because I try harder. No, I think there's a time and a place for quick content that you can enjoy. But I also think there's a time and a place for high quality content, and I wish that got more of a shine on it. Now you know why they call me noisy. Sorry. I read your comment. Yes, I will let you get to sleep. Thanks for hanging out. You said call you Lotus. Thanks for hanging out, Lotus. I will be back next week, ideally, unless I die. I might die. You never know. I've ranted long enough. I think it was like a good 40 minutes. So, good night. Thanks for joining. Like I said, if you check out any of the stuff I recommended, have a stuffed animal nearby, something you can hold. They get pretty dark, so good night. I will add a link to my Twitter page in my about section, and probably I'll try to add it to the descriptions of these videos if you want to get updates on my game. Not that I'm going to be updating it anytime soon, but when I start updating, in case you're curious. Good night. Hey, I have a stuffed Rimuru slime. Yes, I also watch anime. Don't at me. In case you don't know what Rimuru is, he's a slime. But he's in my bed. He's super soft and cute, and I love him.